experts in AI and automation for SMEs. Get in touch with them today by emailing hello@biq-consulting.com and book yourself a call. Thank you to Gareth and the team for their continued support of the channel.
Sing it.
Good morning, one and all. Welcome back to The Other Side. I am, of course, Jimmy, and this is your morning brew. Wow. I don't know where to start today, really. I just feel like there's a big buzz going round after last night. Last night being, obviously, the England game. England versus Mexico at the Azteca. For those of you that aren't a football fan and just tuning in, don't worry, it won't be a pure football stream. It won't necessarily be a long one. But I just sometimes think, when I feel like a collective wave where people want to all have a chat about the same sort of thing, then I think it's worth getting together and having a chat about it, basically. So I know, having been in the chats that I'm in and speaking to the people that I do, that it's something that people are interested in talking about. I'm just trying to get the comments to pull through because I can see them on YouTube. They're not quite coming through the algorithm at the minute, but I'm sure that will change. Either way, I can read them just off YouTube. So how are you all doing? For those that aren't aware, we have a channel called SMITH EFL, which is going to be focusing on EFL content, which is the championship. Well, it's definitely going to be a championship channel. But throughout the World Cup, we've been covering the group stages in quite a heavy fashion, but mostly England now in the group stages. It doesn't mean I won't do Portugal-Spain tonight because I am definitely tempted to do that game. But we'll see how that goes. We'll have to wait and see. Last night I stayed up and did a watch-along of England's visit to the Azteca, where Mexico haven't lost a game in something like 13 years. And it was essentially a home game in their home stadium. And 87,000 there, and 82 of them will likely have been Mexican. It was really hostile. The altitude was a big thing that people were talking about in terms of England might not be able to cope very well with it. It's not the best England side that we've had in the last 20, 25 years, 30 years, even stretching a bit further back. Still full of good players and a couple of very, very good players, if not world class. Harry Kane, you could probably say, is world class. Declan Rice is getting up there for me with being world class. Jude Bellingham on his day is world class. But then it's smattered with good players and very good players in certain positions. But we've also had some injuries. And I had a real feeling last night that we were going to, before we got to the game, that we were going to fall on our swords probably. And this might be it. That has to be one of the best football matches I ever watched. Thank you to Russ, old Bradders, who stopped up with me and watched it. He'd come with a load of facts, which he managed to squeeze in a few. But to be fair to him, he didn't get much of a chance to, because it was just non-stop. There were goals, penalties, red cards, the woodwork. There were controversial refereeing decisions. 5 goals. You could not stop for breath because it was just end-to-end all the time. Credit to both sides. I really, really enjoyed the game. I had a meeting set up with my business coach this morning for 9 o'clock. I messaged him. I got to kiss my girls goodbye to school because they knew I'd been up till like 4:30 in the morning, but they're coming to kiss me goodbye, thankfully, and it sort of startled me, and it allowed me to message John and say, mate, can we push it back a little bit? And he laughed. But then, having said that, I couldn't get back to sleep after I'd said to Arctic girls. So by 9:30, I were up and about. I will suffer for this later. And look, it's not. I've seen all this rhetoric online that, if you didn't stay up for that game, you're not a real England fan and all this. I am not about any of that. I don't buy into any of it. Look, you'll already think you missed out if you didn't see the game. Don't make you any more of an England fan if you stayed up for it. I think those that went to the actual game, that is the reward you get for putting your time in, enjoying those moments, because that was an all-timer of a game. But I'm delighted I stayed up for it. If you didn't, don't worry, because I'm sure you could watch the highlight. I don't know how they're going to chop the highlight package down, to be honest. It was an incredible game of football. And I absolutely loved it. I still can't get these comments to pull through. So let's see what the situation is if I change it to that. That might work, and if it doesn't, we'll just read from YouTube. So I was just checking in really to see how you all are, because I think a lot of us will be in the same boat this morning. You'll either be absolutely cream crackered because you stayed up and tried to get sleep where you could in and around it, whether that were before or after, and then you had to get up, or you missed the game, a little bit gutted that you missed the game, but buzzing with the result regardless, and want to hear a little bit about it. So we can talk about the game a little bit if you want. Morning brew is something I'm going to try and do on a fairly regular basis. I'm trying to plan my calendar out for all 3 channels that I run independently. It's 4 if you count proper football, which I am a third of, but essentially I run 3 channels. So the other side, this is where we've come on, and it's not really predominantly football based. Today's a bit of an anomaly, but it's more about the behind the scenes of running a YouTube channel and what it takes, and getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning to do a watch along, and then getting delayed for an hour when you're up. To be honest, I didn't go to bed, so it's getting delayed till 2 o'clock in the morning. That's just part of it, and that's part of the laugh. And then I don't regret a minute of it, because I absolutely loved the game. There's been all sorts. To be honest, I mean, I could go off on a tangent here and talk to you about some of the stuff that's been going off, but there will be some changes coming to the channels next year, and it's all trying to improve things and tweak things, and everybody's feedback with that is really important. Sometimes there'll be changes that I have to make just out of necessity rather than wanting to make those changes, but we'll move with the times, and the channel will continue. All 3 channels will continue as they are. So I've got some really exciting stuff planned for the EFL channel. I've already got 2 shows lined up with guest presenters. I'm trying to nail a 3rd one down that I've spoken to, so we'll wait and see if that happens. We've got a Ramblers only show coming that'll be weekly as well. There might be some changes to a couple of lineups of the existing shows that you know and love on Blades Ramble, but that is, again, we're trying to move and keep things fresh if we can, and there's reasons behind some of the changes and things like that. So I want to keep what works, and I want to keep experimenting with new stuff that hopefully could also work. So again, your feedback is absolutely key to that. I've been in the gym. I've lost another. I think I'm half a pound down this week, but Finn works on averages. If you ask me, I was 4 pounds heavier at the start of last week, but because he works on an average calculator, effectively I'm half a pound down from my overall loss, if that makes sense. So I don't know how it works out, to be honest, but I'm 21 pounds down from when I started, and I think he worked it out that in the last 6 weeks I've dropped 12 pounds, which I think is a really steady and manageable weight loss. So that's going really well. For those that aren't aware, I'm doing a fitness journey. We track that on this channel. It's called Can Gym Get Slim, and we're tracking that in terms of my gym work and the supplements that I'm taking through Oxford Natural, which are a proud supporter of the channel as well. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on this morning and see how you all were. So it's going to annoy me that I can't get, I know you can all probably tell that I'm annoyed that I can't get this working, but it's just a shame more than anything else. So, it was working the other day, but I think I know what's probably happened here. I think they've updated something, and it looks slightly different to what it was. So it's not pulling the comments through here. I can't get them on screen, so I do apologise for that. But Mark Meldrew starts us off. Football's coming home again. Football's coming home again with Thomas Tuchel. What a performance! Can't believe what I witnessed. Could we? We can, says Dino. Russ is in the building. Thank you to Russ. Good to see him up so early as well. We can, he says. Thom says, was that actually real? Wow, feels like some kind of weird fever dream. Walk right up like a fever dream. Sophie loves that song. Don't think I actually realised just how good it was at the time. I'm still speechless. It were one of them that if I won't forget that match. My memory is awful. Really, really bad. But there's some matches that just stick in your head as performances, and it was so good. Jamie Dumpling says, morning, Jimmy. I last slept between 7 and 9 last night, so safe to say I'm running on fumes this morning. I think we can have Norway, and that that is the most proud England performance I've ever seen. It's coming home. Now, let's just pause there a minute. Let's enjoy this feeling, the performance, and the moment. Because on Saturday, we play Norway in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Norway are tough. Really, they're all going to be tough at this stage of the competition. But Norway, I would say, Mexico were the toughest challenge we've faced yet. Norway are now the toughest challenge we will face in the competition. I think they're probably ranked below Mexico. I might be wrong with that. I'm sure somebody told me Mexico were about 10th, and I don't think Norway will be any higher than that. But their trump card every time. There you go, Erling Haaland. I know we've got Harry Kane. Harry Kane doesn't... I'd rather have Erling Haaland, if I'm honest. Although Harry Kane is incredible, I don't think he's as consistent on a regular basis. So when Harry Kane turns up, nobody can stop him. But he's not always the focus. I thought Jude Bellingham last night, absolutely incredible. I could wax lyrical about some of the performances. Again, I said I wasn't going to focus too much on the football, but get this end back in bed, our kid, says Big T. I might, but I've got a lot of work to do, pal. There's loads of stuff that goes into these sort of channels, and I bore you to death by telling you all about everything I've got to do. But Charlie says, absolutely outstanding this morning from our boys. They literally gave everything for that win. Their togetherness was amazing. Hope you're good, Charlie. Charlie, who's also on her own fitness journey and doing really well. We share the same PT, and Finn, as always, he doesn't obviously share any information, but he's always glowing about your attitude and your progress to it. And it's spot on, Charlie. Hope you're doing well. And we will get together and see if we can get an update if you're still comfortable doing that. Scott says, morning all. Surprisingly, I don't feel too bad this morning. Mind you, I did have 3 naps before the match. You did? I don't know how you did that, Scott, to be fair. Scott's in our Platinum Ramblers group, and he kept sort of saying, right, okay, it's been pushed back an hour. I'm off back to bed for another hour. How do you do that? Once I'm up, lights on, switched on, and I can't often drift back to sleep. So fair play to you, pal. Dino says, morning, Jimmy. What a game that was. Had an hour's sleep and a 10-hour day to work, but I wouldn't have missed that for the world. I'm definitely glad I got up for it. What I don't want to do is rub it in for those that didn't, because I think they'll be feeling that this morning already. But I think I'm delighted that I witnessed it live with Russ and with everybody. At one point, we had over 90 people in at 4 o'clock in the morning. I think there were over 100 people in at 4 o'clock in the morning watching with us. And you to think about not only the ungodly hour that we were all up watching it, but there's so many England streams on because the market is flooded. Every football streamer that is determined to get up and do these watch-alongs is doing England. So the fact that people have chosen to jump on our stream and listen to me and Russ jumping up and down at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not lost on me, really. And I'm really appreciative because people could have chosen anybody, really, and they chose to join us. So woke up after watching the watch-along around 9 a.m, says Russ. Feel refreshed and ready to go again. Got these 1 a.m. kickoffs nailed. Nice one, pal. Sarah says, morning, mate. I haven't got the stamina to stay up late nowadays. Nor have I, Sarah. Nor have I. But here I am, powering through. Bald and Brilliantly says, morning, Jim. Hope you're well. Managed to squeeze a break in at work to watch. Didn't stay up for the game as I knew I had a very busy day today, but I've caught the match highlights this morning. Looked a great game. And I've recorded it, so we'll watch tonight. Keep up the great work and have a great day. Thank you, Lee. Absolutely top man. Lee will continue to be very involved in particularly the Blades Ramble next season. But you may see him pop up here and there on a few other bits. He's very much appreciated everything he does for us. So yeah, that were it really. I wanted to touch base, see how everybody was. I'm very tired, as you'd expect, but no sympathy there. And I don't want sympathy because I've chosen to be tired because I chose to get up, and I'm glad I did get up to watch it. I'm pleased with how my fitness journey is tracking at the moment. I'm motivated. I've had a little bit of a challenging week in terms of work. So some of the plans that I thought I might have, I've had to shift and sort of adapt. But this is what happens in business. I'm seriously thinking about, because I've talked about this before. I just don't want to over sort of filmy plate, but to sort of make it a little bit more dedicated. These are just like random chats, these morning brews, but I know some people are sort of interested in the business side of things, and I'm considering having a proper show about when we can fit it in about, and it don't have to be a long one, what goes into the business, and trying to explain to some people what we're doing day to day, how we're building it, what goes on behind the scenes, what sort of deeper conversations you're having rather than just the surface stuff that people see. I know people see my mug, and to be honest, you'll see my mug a lot more next season and over the coming weeks on this channel and things like that, because I've sort of made that decision that I'm going to sort of, I think at one stage I tried to not separate myself, because this is the part of the business, I suppose, that I love the most. This is why I did it, because I want to be on screen talking to everybody that wants to have a chat about whatever, whether it's mental health, which I'm really passionate about, physical health, blah, 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 but also my other channels about football. And I think I sort of tried to mitigate and balance out workloads and stuff like that by having other people on. I want to give other people opportunities on screen as well, but also by the same token, I don't want to lose the reason I've been doing it. So I'm going to sort of take the reins back a little bit, I think, next season, and you'll see a lot more of me, which you probably, if you're not a fan, then I do apologise, and it might not be for you, but that's the way that we're going to move in that direction, I think, because I think that's best. I think that's best for the business, so, and for the channels. Right, I'm probably going to call it there. Let me see if anybody else has said anything. Morning, Jimmy. Hope you're well, says Don. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. Sometimes I come on these streams and I don't really know what we're going to talk about, so we just ramble on for what has been 17 minutes now, but it feels like a bit of a come down from a night out where you're full of adrenaline and you just want to sort of talk about what happened last night, and it was great. It was so good. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed everything about it. And look, if you're not a fan of football, or even if you are a fan of football, the jeopardy is part of it, isn't it? The fact that we were under pressure, we had 10 men, and we were hanging on, and everything were going against us, and the crowd was against us, and the decisions were going against us, and it were just to come out with a win. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And if we get knocked out next game, this will be the game that everyone talks about, the Mexico game. And if we go on and we win the competition, which would be absolutely unbelievable, this will be the game that everybody talks about and says the turning point was Mexico. So, yeah, well done to Tommy Tuchel, first and foremost, the coach that leads the way. Well done to the players that did themselves proud. I'm talking about not just those that we rely on as talisman, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, all these sort of Declan Rice. The peripheral players that got involved last night. Dan Burn has taken a load of stick from me included, and I thought he came on and didn't really put a foot wrong yesterday. When you needed somebody to head that ball out, he did it. I'm not saying Harry Maguire couldn't, but Dan Burn did everything he could yesterday. Jed Spence came on, played really well, I thought, as well, who I've also been critical of. To a man, I thought they can hold their heads really high, and I'm proud to be English, and I'm proud to support that team. I'm not really a national team sort of blood and thunder kind of guy. I'm a club football man, as you can tell. But I was very proud last night to follow my nation, as a lot of us will be. Keep going, Jimmy. Fitness is going great, says Scott. The Elvis quiff is looking lush, by the way. I know, to be honest, Scott, and you're one to talk about quiffs, by the way, pal. But to be honest, I am a tight Yorkshireman that was trying to get... I'm going on holiday a week on Thursday, and I was trying to get as close to my holiday as I could before having to have a trim, because I always like to go really short, like shave beard off, get down to Woodwit hair and just have a little bit on top. But I have to say, and wife's been telling me the same, even though it needs a wash, I quite like it longer. I think I like it. And I think I like a bigger beard and all. You'll have to let me know, again, all this feedback. If I'm going to be on your screen a little bit more, I might as well be less ugly with whatever style you prefer. So, Raymondo says, morning all, well done England, brilliant, and well done to all who watched it live. A brilliant bridge. Bridge too far for an old geezer like me, but I'll watch the Norway game. Yes, up the ramble, up all the rambles, like and subscribe. I will be definitely doing a watch along for the England-Norway game. I think that's at 10 o'clock Saturday night. So we will be here as we always are. We won't be here for the final. I don't want to keep saying you can rely on us to be here for all your watch-alongs for England. I'm not actually here for the final. So if we actually get there, I'm on holiday. I will be enjoying it with beverages, but I won't be on screen. So, right, I'm going to call it there. Thank you to everybody for joining us this morning. I'll go and make sure these comments are sorted out, because there was something I wanted to mess about with this morning, but it's not quite working. So we'll get it sorted, and I'll see you on the other side. Come on, the England!